I can't even believe Jim Acosta said this, though it is Jim Acosta and it is CNN. But at a time when we know what the Taliban is actually doing in Afghanistan, we know the atrocities they commit. He called you, if you are pro-life, part of the American Taliban. Take a listen.
What will we tell the Afghan refugees who just fled those schools for girls back in their home country? I guess the girls here will have to fill them in. Unfortunately, what we will tell them is that some members of the far right in this country have apparently decided they will resort to intimidation and in some cases even violence to get what they want. And they could sweep into power faster than the experts thought possible. Sound familiar? Sort of like an American Taliban.
Okay. If you're pro-life activists out there, the ACLJ, you utilize the courts and American law to make changes and to educate people. So you pass a law, you have to defend it in court. You know Planned Parenthood will bring a challenge. That is not like taking up arms and killing a school full of girls or having a suicide bomber go in and strap on. Never the same. A political disagreement in the United States that divides the country on what is morally acceptable, what are we going to morally allow. I don't think any of those Afghan refugees and the women and girls there are going to see the United States as someplace worse, as that there is some kind of American. It's just ridiculous. It's ridiculous to even discuss, Wes, but at the same time, these are the pivots that we're talking about. Calling us part of the American Taliban because we're pro-life and acting like we're swiftly coming to power. There have been pro-life leaders already in power before. We have politics. They come and they go. The American people get to decide. These are elections. But again, that's not good enough for them. He talks about intimidation and violence, doesn't cite what he's talking about, how that connects directly to the Texas law or any other pro-life laws. But that, to describe people as part of a terror organization who aren't. I mean, no wonder no one's watching CNN. No wonder no one buys Jim Acosta's book. No wonder no one wanted to call on him. No Republican wants to talk to him. But shame on him.
Oh, what a shameful, horrible thing to say. How tone deaf can you be? We are 5 days away from the 20th anniversary of 9/11, which in that tragedy, we had great unity as a nation. This guy is absolutely clueless because he's talking about, an American Taliban. Let me tell you what the real Taliban is doing even as we speak. In spite of the fact that they're trying to present themselves to the world as a kinder, gentler terrorist group. And Secretary Blinken has reminded the Taliban in recent hours that the international community is holding them to their commitments. Well, right now as we speak, they are going door to door seeking out Christians and executing them in front of their families. They are going out and they're seeking young girls. They went to that one young girls' school that you mentioned, and they are forcing young girls as young as 12 years old to marry their Taliban fighters. They are looking for people who helped us and executing them in front of their families. They're not allowing our U.S. citizens and their helpers to leave the country. That is the Taliban. And for him to say that, I agree with you. No wonder that in prime time each night in America, CNN has fewer viewers than we do listeners on a daily basis on this radio program.
Oh, yeah.
They deserve to be at the bottom of the heap. But that man, he owes every veteran and every American an apology for that statement.